My child, pause. Stop scrolling. Stop letting your mind race ahead to the next thing, as if your life depends on staying busy. Be still for a moment and listen to me with your whole heart, because what I am speaking right now is not background noise, and it is not just another voice competing for your attention. This is a sacred interruption. This is a divine appointment. You did not find this by accident, and you are not here because the day happened to bring you here. I placed this moment in front of you on purpose, and I placed it here because I am addressing your house personally. Hear me clearly. Heaven has not ignored your household. I have not looked away. I have not been distracted. I have not been late. I have been present in the unseen places you could not measure, and I have been moving in ways you could not yet name. Even as fear tried to speak in and around your home, through small disturbances, through sudden unease, through that feeling that something is off when you cannot explain it, I, the Lord your God, have already set protection in motion. There are things you sensed and could not prove. There were moments you shrugged off, yet your spirit did not shrug. There were nights you told yourself, "It's nothing," while your heart would not settle. My child, I saw it, and I am speaking now because I love you, and because I am not leaving your home exposed. I know the private weight you have carried behind your normal voice. I know the way you listen to the house at night, the creak in the hallway, the shift of the floor, the sound outside the window, and your mind started building stories you never wanted to believe. I know how you checked the locks twice, and sometimes 3 times, not because you are weak, but because you are tired of feeling vulnerable. I know the way your eyes have watched your children watching their sleep, watching their moods, watching the way the world presses on them, and you have whispered prayers that were more like desperate breaths than polished sentences. I know the anxiety that tightened around your chest when bills came in, when numbers didn't line up, when you tried to stretch what you had and still felt the pressure. I know the quiet tension in certain rooms, the places where arguments happened, where words were said and then swallowed, where silence got loud, where you could feel a heaviness settle like dust even after the conversation ended. My child, nothing about your battles at home has been invisible to me. I heard every whispered prayer you prayed while standing at the sink. I heard the ones you prayed in the car before you pulled into the driveway, trying to gather yourself so your family wouldn't see how overwhelmed you were. I heard the ones you prayed in the dark with your phone face down, after you finished taking care of everyone else and finally admitted, "Lord, I need you." I collected them. I did not let them fall to the ground like wasted words. I held them. I marked them. And I am answering in a way that brings lasting peace, not temporary relief. Do not misunderstand me. I am not speaking to create fear in you. I am not sending this word to make you paranoid, to make you suspicious of every shadow, to make you jump at every sound. No, my child. I am speaking to awaken discernment and restore peace. There is a difference between fear and discernment. Fear tells you that you are alone and exposed. Discernment tells you that I am with you and that you are being covered. Fear magnifies the threat. Discernment magnifies my presence. And I am drawing a clear line in your home between what I authorized and what I did not. Some of you have been trying to make peace by ignoring what you felt. You have tried to calm your heart by minimizing it, by telling yourself you're overthinking, by blaming it on stress, on lack of sleep, on the season you're in. And yes, your body has been tired, your mind has been stretched, your responsibilities have been heavy, but I am telling you the truth with tenderness. There has been pressure on your atmosphere, and I am intervening, not to scare you, not to shame you, not to accuse you, but to cover you, to guard you, to restore what has been disturbed, and to teach your spirit how to rest again. This moment is proof that I have been watching over your household. I timed this meeting because you needed to hear me say it plainly. Your home is on my heart. Your doors are not forgotten. Your children are not overlooked. Your provision is not unprotected. The peace you have been craving is not out of reach. I am not only aware of what has tried to come near you, I am already responding to it. I am already dispatching help you cannot see yet. I am already arranging protection in the places you have worried about the most. What you could not control, I have been handling. What you could not monitor, I have been monitoring. What has been watching you has been watched. So breathe, my child. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let your heart stop bracing for bad news. I know you have lived on alert for so long that calm feels unfamiliar. but I am reintroducing peace to you, not as an emotion you have to manufacture, but as a covering I place upon your house. I am not asking you to pretend you're fine. I am asking you to agree with me that you are not alone, and that this is not the season where fear gets to be the loudest voice in your home. Stay with me right here. Do not rush past this. Do not treat this like a passing moment you can revisit later, because I am speaking now, in real time, into real places, into bedrooms, into hallways, into kitchens, into living rooms, into the very thresholds where you have felt uneasy. I am speaking into the air of your home, and I am announcing something the unseen realm recognizes. Protection is already moving, and peace is already on its way. This is your divine appointment. And I am meeting you at your door with a father's authority and a father's tenderness to remind you that your household is mine, and I do not abandon what belongs to me. Before we go deeper, my child, do not rush past this moment as if it is only information. What I am speaking is not meant to sit on the surface of your mind. It is meant to settle into the atmosphere of your home. And there is one simple act of faith I am asking of you right now, because agreement is not just something you feel, it is something you choose. Engagement is agreement. Your response becomes a spiritual yes. Your obedience becomes a doorway for peace to rest. So listen to me closely and stay with me until the end, because I am going to lead you into a prayer that covers the very places you have been worried about the most. I will cover your doors and every threshold. I will cover your sleep and the night hours when your mind has been loud. I will cover your children and what tries to follow them. I will cover your finances and the pressure that has tried to eat away at what I have provided. I will cover the atmosphere of your home, the conversations, the moods, the rooms that have felt heavy, the corners that have felt uneasy. Do not leave before I seal it, because I am not only speaking comfort, I am releasing, covering. Now, my child, as a sign that you are agreeing with me, tap that like, not as a meaningless gesture, but as a faith signal that says, peace belongs in my house, protection belongs in my house. Fear does not get the final word in my house. Let your hand do what your spirit is deciding. Let this be your small, steady act of faith that tells the unseen realm, this home is not available for torment. This household is not open for disturbance. This family is not unguarded. And if you desire more words of covering, more prayers that strengthen your gates, more encouragement that keeps your heart steady and your home clean, subscribe, my child, because I will continue to feed you what strengthens you, and I will continue to speak what builds peace where you live. You are not meant to carry your household alone. You are not meant to fight every atmosphere shift by yourself. I will keep placing bread in your hands for the days you feel tired, and oil on your spirit for the days you feel pressed, and a reminder in your ears that I have not ignored your house. And I want you to do something even more direct. I want you to put a declaration in the comments, not because I need to see it, but because you need to speak it. There is power in the words you release when you align them with me. Type this, exactly as an act of agreement. My house is covered and protected in Jesus' name. Do not overthink it. Do not whisper it only in your head. Put it in writing. Put it in the air. Let your household be marked by a sentence of faith. Let that declaration become a line in the sand. Let it be your testimony before the answer fully manifests. My house is covered and protected in Jesus' name. And if you know someone whose home has been restless, someone whose nights have been heavy, whose marriage has been tense, whose children have been struggling, whose mind has been worn down by fear, share this with them. Send it to your spouse. Send it to your mother. Send it to your father. Send it to the friend who keeps saying they're fine, but you can hear the strain in their voice. Do not assume they will stumble upon it. Be the messenger of peace. Be the one who places a lifeline in their hands. Because I am not only covering you, I am reaching through you. I am turning you into a carrier of calm, a carrier of protection, a carrier of light. My child, this is how you respond when I interrupt you with purpose. You do not just listen and move on. You agree, you seal, you participate. You let your yes become a shelter. You let your obedience become a gate. And as you do, I am already moving ahead of you. I am already arranging what you cannot arrange. I am already guarding what you cannot guard. So stay with me. Make this simple act of faith. And then, let your heart get ready, because what I am about to reveal and release over your home will not be temporary, and it will not be fragile. It will be lasting peace, established with authority and guarded by my hand. Now listen closely, my child, because what I am about to reveal to you is not meant to make you scan your home in fear, and it is not meant to make you suspicious of every sound or every shadow. I am not feeding paranoia. I am restoring discernment. I am not stirring doom. I am releasing divine alertness that leads to peace. And the reason I am speaking about your doors is because your doors have been a point of pressure, and I am showing you that what concerns you has already been brought before me. There are angels assigned to what I have assigned to you. There are watchmen I have already stationed in the unseen realm around what I have already marked as mine. The prayers you whispered when you checked the lock, the breath you released when you turned off the lights, the quiet plea you made when you stood in your hallway and felt that unsettled feeling rise in your chest. My child, none of it vanished into the air. I gathered it. I waited. I answered it. And heaven has been speaking about the very thresholds you have been worried about. Yes, my child, angels are speaking about your doors, not because your home is exposed, but because your home matters. Not because you are abandoned, but because you are covered. Not because I am late, but because I am thorough. There are entry points in the natural, and there are entry points in the spirit, and I am addressing both. I am not only guarding the front door you can touch, I am guarding the access you cannot see. I am watching what comes in through conversations. I am watching what tries to enter through entertainment. I am watching what rides in on certain visitors, certain atmospheres, certain patterns that have tried to repeat themselves in your home. And I am saying to you plainly, your household is not unguarded. You have felt at times like something was watching you. You have felt that pressure in the air, that sense that the enemy had taken interest, that certain cycles kept circling back, that the same kind of argument tried to return, the same kind of heaviness tried to settle, the same kind of fear tried to knock at night. And you wondered, why us? Why here? Why my house? My child, hear me and let this reframe you. Intimidation is not proof of weakness. It is often proof of value. What you carry is worth defending. What I am building in you and through you and within your family line is not small. The peace you are learning, the healing you are fighting for, the stability you are choosing, the prayers you are planting into your children, these are not insignificant seeds. And because they are not insignificant, they have been contested. But contest does not mean defeat. Resistance does not mean you are losing. It means you are moving. So do not interpret the pressure as permission for fear. Interpret it as confirmation that I have called your home a sanctuary, and that the enemy has tried to treat it like a battlefield. But I, the Lord your God, am intervening, and I am doing it with structure, with order, with authority. I am not responding with panic. I am responding with protection. I am not scrambling. I am sealing. Understand this, my child. What has been watching you is being watched. What has been lingering is being tracked. What has been testing your gates is being confronted. There are assignments that did not originate from me that have tried to study your patterns when you sleep, when you leave, when you return, when you are tired, when you are distracted, when your guard is down. But I am the one who never sleeps, and I have not taken my eyes off your dwelling. I have seen what tried to circle. I have heard what tried to whisper. I have counted what tried to slip in unnoticed. And I have released watchmen that do not grow weary, watchmen that do not become careless, watchmen that do not abandon their post. And I am speaking this to you not so you will live tense, but so you will finally breathe again. Because some of you have been living as if peace is something fragile you must protect with your own strength, and that is why you have felt exhausted. You have been trying to carry what you were never meant to carry alone. You have been trying to monitor everything, manage everyone's emotions, keep the atmosphere light, keep the children calm, keep the finances stable, keep the marriage steady, keep the night quiet, and you have been doing it with a heart that loves deeply but is tired. My child, let me lift that burden. Protection is not your job alone. Peace is not your job alone. I am placing my hand upon your gates. This is why I told you to seal the word, because the moment you agree with me, you are not just being encouraged, you are aligning your house with an order. You are aligning your doors with an authority. You are aligning your atmosphere with my voice. And when my voice is honored, other voices lose their access. When my peace is welcomed, torment loses its place. When my name is lifted, unauthorized presence cannot remain comfortable. So I am stationing protection at your entry points, physical and spiritual, so your home can breathe again. I am guarding what enters through the eyes and what enters through the ears. I am guarding the tone of your home, the emotional weather of your rooms. I am guarding the moments when you step out and the moments when you return. I am guarding the places where fear used to stand like a shadow in the corner, and I am driving it out with the light of my presence. And you will notice it, my child, not as a dramatic spectacle, but as a holy shift. The air will feel different. The tension will not cling the same way. The night will not argue with you as long. The mind will not spiral as easily. The house will feel less like you're bracing and more like you're resting. Do you hear me? I am not telling you that you imagined what you felt. I am telling you I have answered what you felt. I am not telling you to ignore discernment. I am teaching you how to let discernment lead you into peace. Because discernment does not end with anxiety. It ends with alignment. It ends with boundaries. It ends with covering. It ends with a settled heart that says, my God is watching my doors. So let your spirit come out of hiding, my child. Stop apologizing for the way you've been alert. Stop calling it overthinking when it was your spirit sensing a need for prayer. I am refining you, not frightening you. I am training your home to recognize my peace and reject what is foreign to it. And as I do, you will not live on edge. You will live guarded. You will not live suspicious. You will live covered. You will not live threatened. You will live sheltered. Stay with me, because this is only the beginning of what I am closing, what I am guarding, and what I am restoring. But I needed you to know this first. Heaven is not silent about your house. Heaven is not passive about your doors. Your home is not exposed. And the moment you thought you were being watched and left alone, I was already watching the watcher, already assigning help, already placing a boundary line the enemy cannot cross. My child, I know the rooms you avoid. I know the places in your house where your feet do not linger, not because you are lazy, not because you are dramatic, but because something in you learned to brace there. I know the bedroom where tension is hung in the air like an unfinished sentence, where you laid down beside someone you love, yet your mind stayed standing, listening, guarding, wondering when the next hard moment would rise. I know the kitchen where arguments have started over small things, because pressure has been living underneath the surface, where you reached for peace and found sharp words instead, where you cleaned and cooked and served, yet inside you felt unseen and stretched thin. I know the living room, my child, where silence has been louder than sound, where everyone sits together but feels far apart, where the television played to fill the space, where phones became a hiding place, where laughter used to come easily and then, little by little, the atmosphere changed, and you started to wonder if something had been stolen. I know the hallway you walk through quickly at night. I know the way you glance at certain corners without meaning to. I know how you turn off the lights and then hesitate, as if darkness has been negotiating with your peace. I know the heaviness that has tried to settle after midnight, when the house is quiet and your thoughts get loud, when the memories replay, when the what-if questions start knocking, when your chest tightens and you tell yourself, just go to sleep, but your spirit keeps scanning. Yes, my child, I know the nights when you prayed and then still checked the locks again. I know the nights when you whispered my name under your breath, not in a perfect prayer, not with beautiful words, but with a tired voice that said, Lord, please. And you meant more than you could explain. I know how you smiled in the day, how you answered texts, how you handled tasks, how you carried groceries, how you showed up for your children, how you kept the schedule moving, yet inside you were bracing, inside you were holding your breath, inside you were trying to keep the roof from caving in emotionally while everyone else assumed you were fine. And my child, I know the moment the bills arrived. I know the dread that has tried to sit on your shoulders when you open an envelope or check an account and the numbers do not comfort you. I know the calculations you do in your head while you wash dishes. I know the quiet panic you swallow so your children won't see it. I know the way your mind runs ahead. What if this happens? What if that breaks? What if we can't cover it? I know the pressure that has tried to eat your sleep and drink your joy, and I know how responsible you have felt, as if it is all on you to keep everyone safe, everyone stable, everyone okay. I know too the anxiety that rises when your children leave the house, when they walk out the door and your heart follows them, when you watch the car pull away and you start praying before you even realize you're praying, when you imagine dangers you cannot control, influences you cannot monitor, words spoken over them when you are not there to correct it, temptations and pressures and unseen arrows. I know how you have stood at the window or sat with your phone in your hand, waiting for the sound of keys, waiting for the message that says, "I'm here," waiting for proof that they made it safely through the day. My child, you have carried love like a guard at the gate, and love has made you vigilant, but vigilance without rest has made you tired. And I need you to hear me plainly. You have not been weak. You have been fighting quietly. You have been fighting in the way you keep showing up when you are drained. You have been fighting in the way you keep trying to speak gently when everything in you feels raw. You have been fighting in the way you keep the house running when your soul has wanted to collapse. You have been fighting in the way you keep believing for peace while you still feel the residue of war in the atmosphere. You have been fighting in the way you keep praying, even when part of you wondered, is it changing? Is it working? Is heaven hearing me? You have been fighting in the way you have carried responsibility like a weight you were never meant to carry alone. And I know the shame that tried to attach itself to you in the middle of it. The shame that whispered, "Other people handle this better." The shame that told you, if you were stronger, you wouldn't feel this. The shame that made you hide what was happening in your home because you didn't want anyone to think your family was failing, your marriage was struggling, your mind was overwhelmed, your faith was tired. The shame that convinced you to say, "We're good," while you were barely holding it together. The shame that made you feel isolated even when people were around you, because no one knew what your nights were like, no one knew what your thoughts sounded like, no one knew how often you fought tears in the bathroom, or in the car, or with your face turned away so no one would ask questions you didn't have strength to answer. But I, the Lord your God, have seen what no one else saw. I saw the tears you wiped quickly before someone walked into the room. I saw the long exhale you released when you finally got a moment alone. I saw the way you sat on the edge of the bed with your head in your hands, trying to gather yourself. I saw you stare at the ceiling, bargaining with sleep, asking your mind to quiet down, asking your heart to stop racing. I saw you flinch internally at certain tones of voice because you've been carrying so much tension that even small things feel heavy. I saw the moments you were touched by kindness and you almost broke, not because you are fragile, but because you have been holding so much for so long. And my child, I did not miss a single prayer. Not the ones you spoke out loud, not the ones you mouthed without sound, not the ones that were only a thought, "God, help me." Not the ones you prayed while folding laundry, not the ones you prayed while standing over your children as they slept, not the ones you prayed while your spouse was in another room and you didn't know how to start the conversation, not the ones you prayed in the shower so no one would hear your voice shake. I have counted them. I have held them. I have stored them with care, because they were not casual words to me, they were the language of your dependence, the evidence of your faith under pressure. So do not believe the lie that you have been alone in your own house. Do not believe that because the battle was quiet, it was unnoticed. Do not believe that because you felt fear whisper, it means I was absent. I was there in the room when your heart tightened. I was there in the doorway when you hesitated. I was there in the kitchen when the atmosphere changed. I was there in the living room when silence felt like distance. I was there in the night watch when your eyes opened and you listened to the dark. I was there when the bills came and your stomach dropped. I was there when your children left and your mind started spinning. I was there, my child, and heaven recorded what you endured with a faithful heart. And I am speaking now because I am not only addressing what is around you, I am tending to what has been happening inside you. Because you cannot live guarded if you are constantly bracing. You cannot carry peace if you never feel safe enough to exhale. You cannot be the pillar of your home while your own spirit is trembling in secret. So I am drawing you closer, and I am naming what you would not say out loud, so you will stop carrying it in the dark as if it is your private burden to manage. Let your shoulders release, my child. Let your heart stop apologizing for needing reassurance. Let your spirit stop hiding behind "I'm fine. I already know, I already saw, I already heard." And what I know, I am healing. What I saw, I am covering. What I heard, I am answering room by room, night by night, threshold by threshold, until your home no longer feels like a place you endure, but a place where you rest under my watch. Now hear me, my child, because I am going to heal the way you have been interpreting this season. You have called it delay, and you have carried it like a question mark hanging over your household. You have looked at how long it has taken to feel safe again, how long it has taken for the atmosphere to settle, how long it has taken for stability to land in your hands, and you have wondered if I heard you at all. But I tell you plainly, this delay was not neglect. It was protection you did not recognize. I heard every prayer you prayed for safety. I heard every prayer you prayed for peace. I heard every prayer you prayed for your children, for your spouse, for your finances, for the sense of calm that you have been craving like water. And when you did not see immediate movement, you assumed I was silent. But, my child, silence is not absence. Waiting is not abandonment. And slow is not the same as stuck when I, the Lord your God, am the one shaping the pace. There are seasons where I answer you by moving things forward, and there are seasons where I answer you by holding things back, because what you are asking me for is not only a blessing, it is a boundary. It is not only increase, it is preservation. It is not only an open door, it is the closing of the wrong one. You did not see what I stopped. You did not see what I redirected. You did not see what I caused to fall through that would have looked like progress, but would have opened an access point for pain. You thought I was delaying you, but I was shielding you. You thought I was making you wait, but I was keeping you from agreeing with a decision that carried hidden cost. You thought I was withholding, but I was protecting the very peace you have been begging me to establish in your home. Yes, my child, there were visitors I blocked. There were conversations I interrupted. There were invitations that did not materialize, not because you were overlooked, but because you were covered. There were friendships you almost stepped into that would have brought spiritual noise into your rooms. There were people who would have smiled in your face and carried a different spirit in their hands, and you would have called it hospitality while it quietly polluted your atmosphere. I spared you from certain access because I know how tired you have been, and I know you did not have strength to fight what would have attached itself if I had not guarded you first. There were purchases you wanted to make, upgrades you wanted to do, and you said, if we could just get this one thing, maybe the pressure would ease. But I held your hand, my child, and I slowed you down, because you would have tied your household to a burden you were not meant to carry. You would have signed your peace away in the name of improvement. You would have traded temporary relief for long-term strain. And then you would have wondered why anxiety increased, even as your house looked better on the outside. I protected you from the deal that looked good but came with hidden hooks. I protected you from the agreement that would have kept you up at night. I protected you from the upgrade that would have upgraded the pressure as well. And some of you, my child, have felt the frustration of relocation, delayed moves that did not happen when you wanted, doors that did not open, places you tried to step into that remained closed. You told yourself, maybe we missed it, maybe we waited too long, maybe we don't deserve better, but you did not miss me. I was the one standing at the threshold. Because there were environments you almost moved into that would have brought conflict into your household rhythms. There were neighborhoods, roommates, contracts, and arrangements that carried the wrong covering. There were unseen entanglements attached to what looked like opportunity, and I refused to let you plant your family in soil that would have drained you. I refused to let you call it new, while it secretly repeated the same old warfare in a different address. Do you hear me? I am not only a God who opens doors, I am a God who keeps doors closed when what is behind them is not safe for your spirit. I am not only the one who advances you, I am the one who prevents you from advancing into compromise. Because you asked me for peace, and peace is not merely a feeling. I build it with wisdom, with restraint, with timing, with protection that does not always look dramatic from the outside. And yes, even in relationships. My child, some connections did not form when you wanted, and some people drifted when you were trying to hold them close, and you called it loss. But I tell you, there are separations that are mercy. There are delays in closeness that are defense. There are bonds you wanted to tighten that would have tightened a noose around your household. I know what influence does to your atmosphere. I know what certain voices do to your confidence. I know what certain patterns do to your children. So I did not let everything you desired become yours, because I love you too much to hand you something that would later demand your peace as payment. I was working behind the walls while you were watching the clock. I was rearranging what you could not see while you were counting what you lacked. I was sending my angels ahead of you while you were wondering why it was taking so long. And this is what I need you to understand, my child. What felt like slow progress was a shield. What felt like silence was me building a boundary line. What felt like nothing was happening was me keeping certain things from landing on your doorstep. Because if I had answered some of your prayers in the exact moment you asked, you would have walked into it without recognizing the warfare attached to it. You would have celebrated the open door and then spent nights trying to close what came through it. But I, the Lord your God, do not only give you gifts, I guard your gates. I do not only provide, I preserve. I do not only bless, I protect what I bless. So release the accusation you have been carrying. Release the thought that you were forgotten. Release the fear that you were behind. You are not behind. You are being kept. You are being covered. You are being guarded with a precision you could not have planned for yourself. And even now, as I speak to you, I am revealing the truth so your heart can rest. I have been defending your household in ways you did not recognize, and the very things you called delay will soon be revealed as rescue. Stay with me, my child, because I am not finished explaining what I have stationed and what I am closing. But let this settle in your spirit like a lock turning into place. I did not ignore your house. I did not overlook your cries. I did not grow tired of your prayers. I was answering you with timing. I was answering you with restraint. I was answering you with protection. And the peace you have been longing for is not only coming, it is coming guarded. Now listen, my child, and let your spirit settle, because I am not only speaking to you about what I stopped in the past, I am speaking to you about what I am establishing right now. I am setting watchmen at your gates. I am appointing guarding over your thresholds. I am placing holy attention at the crossing points of your life, so that what used to slip in unnoticed will no longer find agreement, and what used to chase you from room to room will no longer find a place to stand. I, the Lord your God, am watching your entrances and your exits. I am watching the front door, yes, but I am also watching the windows, what has tried to look in, what has tried to peer into your peace, what has tried to intimidate you with a sense that you are exposed. I am watching the hours when the house is loud, and I am watching the hours when the house is quiet. I am watching the moment you wake and the moment you lay your head down. And I am speaking this over you with the weight of heaven. Your coming in and your going out will be kept, not monitored by anxiety, not guarded by your exhaustion, kept by me. Because you have been living as though every day begins with risk. As though every time someone you love steps outside the door, you must immediately begin to brace, immediately begin to imagine, immediately begin to calculate danger. You have been living as if peace is something you must chase and hold down with constant vigilance. But I am changing the order in your house, my child. I am changing the atmosphere at the gate. I am changing what meets you when you cross from one space to the next. And I am telling you plainly, you will not be left to patrol your life alone. There are assignments I am releasing that will stand where you cannot stand. There are watchmen I am stationing that will remain awake when you are asleep. There is covering I am placing that will go with your children when your eyes cannot follow them. There is protection moving ahead of your spouse, moving ahead of you, moving ahead of every step you take into the world. When you drive the routes you have driven 1,000 times, and your mind still tries to whisper, what if? I will answer that whisper with my keeping. When your child walks into school, when they step onto the bus, when they cross the parking lot, when they sit in a classroom, when they open a phone, when they encounter voices you cannot filter, I am there. I am at that threshold too. I am not only the God of the church building, I am the God of the hallway. I am the God of the car ride. I am the God of the workplace entrance. I am the God of the hospital corridor. I am the God of the moment you step out and the moment you return. And some of you have been feeling the warfare most strongly in the small crossings, not the big, obvious moments, but the in-between places. The moment you turn out the light, the moment you close the bedroom door, the moment the house finally gets quiet and your mind gets loud, the moment you sit down and your body should relax, yet something in you stays standing, scanning, listening, waiting. My child, I know the sudden irritation that rises for no clear reason. I know the heaviness that settles like a blanket in the afternoon. I know the nightmares that have tried to visit, not because you watched something, not because you did something wrong, but because the enemy wanted to turn night into a place of torment instead of rest. I know the constant noise in your mind, the replaying, the predicting, the bracing, the endless inner conversation that steals the gentleness from your home, even when you are trying to be kind. But I am placing still waters in your house. I am calming what has been restless. I am lowering the volume of what has been shouting. I am commanding the atmosphere to come into order. Because peace is not just an idea, I release it like a river. And when my peace moves, it does not ask permission from fear. It does not negotiate with oppression. It does not tiptoe around what has been loud. My peace takes its place, and what does not belong begins to feel uncomfortable and must move. So hear me, the watchmen I set are not only against visible danger, they are against invisible disturbance. They stand against the spirit of heaviness that tries to enter through exhaustion. They stand against the spirit of confusion that tries to enter through constant noise. They stand against the spirit of division that tries to enter through one careless comment, one misunderstood tone, one small disagreement that suddenly becomes a storm. They stand against the spirit of fear that has tried to make your house feel like you must always be on alert, and as they stand, you will begin to notice that the same triggers will not have the same power. The same hours of the night will not carry the same dread. The same corners of your mind will not spiral as easily. The same atmosphere will not cling to your rooms. I am guarding your rhythms, my child, the morning routine, the after-school return, the dinner table, the bedtime, the quiet moments, the weekends, the ordinary days that used to feel ordinary until pressure tried to make them feel heavy. I am setting watchmen at the gates of your conversations, so that what used to escalate will begin to soften. I am setting watchmen at the gates of your focus, so that what used to scatter your mind will begin to lose its grip. I am setting watchmen at the gates of your rest, so that sleep will no longer feel like a battle you must win by force, but a gift you receive under my covering. And I am speaking this now because a shift is taking place that you will feel in practical ways. You will find yourself leaving the house without that familiar tightness in your chest. You will find yourself returning home and feeling relief instead of tension. You will find the air in your rooms becoming lighter, not because nothing ever happens, not because life becomes perfect, but because your home will no longer be an open field for intimidation. It will be a guarded place, a kept place, a watched place, a covered place. Peace will become the new normal, my child. Not the kind of peace you have to fake, not the kind of peace you have to force with a smile while your insides shake, but the kind of peace that settles into your bones. Fear will no longer dictate how you move in your own home. Fear will no longer decide when you sleep, how you speak, how you plan, how you parent, how you love. Fear will no longer be the voice that tells you to brace before you even breathe. Because I am setting watchmen at your gates. Coming in and going out will be kept. And the same God who has defended you in ways you did not recognize is now making his defense recognizable, not as chaos, not as spectacle, but as calm, as steadiness, as the quiet authority of a house that is finally able to exhale and say, "The Lord is here, and we are safe under his watch." Now listen even more closely, my child, because watchmen do not only stand and observe, they enforce what belongs and what does not belong. And I, the Lord your God, am not merely surrounding your house with protection. I am closing unauthorized doors. I am ending spiritual access. I am cutting off the pathways that have allowed disturbance to enter again and again, as if your home were a place that could be revisited by the same oppression, the same heaviness, the same arguments, the same sudden fear. I am telling you plainly, what has been returning repeatedly will not keep returning, because I am sealing the cracks in the walls. I am shutting what was left open. I am locking what you did not realize was ajar. And when I say doors, my child, do not think only of the front entrance of your house. Doors are patterns. Doors are agreements. Doors are what you tolerate because you are tired. Doors are what you normalize because you have lived with it for so long that you began to call it just how our family is. Doors are media that pours anxiety into your spirit, and then you wonder why the night feels loud. Doors are conversations that always end in the same poison, the same sarcasm, the same accusation, the same sting that lingers in the room after the words are gone. Doors are the way you replay old wounds until unforgiveness becomes a roommate in your home, sitting at the table, sleeping in the guest room, influencing your tone, influencing your posture, influencing your reactions. Doors are objects you kept because you did not know what else to do with the memory attached to them. Old letters, old gifts, old remnants of pain that you stored away, thinking you were being strong. But in truth, you were keeping a tether to a season I already delivered you from. Doors are habitual anxiety, my child, the constant scanning, the constant predicting, the constant bracing that feels responsible, but has quietly become an altar where peace is sacrificed daily. Doors are generational cycles. The same kind of anger that ran through your parents' home, the same emotional distance, the same silent treatment, the same outbursts, the same pattern of shutting down and then wondering why no one feels safe enough to speak. Doors are the sentences you heard growing up. We never have enough. We always struggle. Something bad is always about to happen, and you did not realize those words tried to plant themselves as expectations over your household. But hear me, my child. I am not speaking this to condemn you. I am not pointing these things out to shame you. I am speaking as your father, who protects. I am revealing the access points because I am liberating you from them. My correction is not rejection. My conviction is not cruelty. My instruction is not accusation. It is love with a shield. It is tenderness with authority. It is protection that refuses to pretend. Because the enemy has not only tried to attack you through obvious fear, he has tried to settle into small compromises, small openings, small tolerances that seemed harmless until your home felt unsettled and you could not name why. So I say to you with clarity, do not negotiate with what steals your peace. Do not entertain what disrupts your home. Do not keep feeding the atmosphere that you keep praying against. Do not keep opening a door and then asking me to close it while your hand remains on the knob. My child, you are not powerless. I have given you authority in your own house to say, this does not belong here. I have given you wisdom to discern what drains you after you touch it, what agitates you after you hear it, what darkens you after you watch it, what hardens you after you revisit it. Pay attention to what you feel after certain inputs, because peace is one of the ways I confirm what is safe. And I am helping you, even now, to become uncompromising about your atmosphere. Not harsh, not paranoid, not performative, but clear, clean, covered. Some of you have been trying to keep the peace by avoiding confrontation with what needs to be removed. And I tell you, avoidance is not peace. Silence is not always peace. Peace is order. Peace is alignment. Peace is a home where what is holy is welcomed and what is harmful is refused. There are conversations, my child, that I am teaching you to end sooner. There are tones I am teaching you not to mirror. There are arguments I am teaching you not to escalate. There are cycles I am teaching you to interrupt by refusing to speak from the wound. And yes, there are some connections I am telling you to place boundaries around, not because you are better than anyone, but because you are building a sanctuary, and not everyone has the keys to access your inner rooms. You can love people without giving them a doorway into your peace. You can forgive without reopening the gate to what repeatedly wounded you. You can be kind without being available to chaos. And for some of you, my child, this will look very practical. You will clean out what has been sitting in closets with heavy memory. You will remove what carries attachment to the old season. You will stop allowing certain images, certain sounds, certain voices to live in your house through screens. You will stop turning your evenings into a feed of fear and then wondering why your sleep is troubled. You will stop letting the last thing you hear at night be panic. And you will let my voice be the final word over your rooms. You will bless your home with worship instead of worry. You will fill your mouth with prayer instead of prediction. You will replace the habit of rehearsing disaster with the practice of rehearsing my faithfulness. Because I am sealing cracks you did not see. I am repairing breaches you did not know were there. I am closing entry points that were formed in trauma, formed in stress, formed in survival. Some doors opened when you were simply trying to cope. Some doors opened when you were exhausted and you said, whatever, it's fine, just to make it through the day. Some doors opened when you were hurt and you built a wall, and that wall became isolation, and isolation became vulnerability. But I am healing you, and as I heal you, I close what pain opened. As I restore you, I shut what fear allowed. As I strengthen you, I lock what weakness tolerated. And I declare this over your household now. Spiritual access ends here. The revolving door stops now. The recurring heaviness loses its pathway now. The same old cycle does not get to keep finding you at the same hour, in the same room, with the same script. I am not only placing watchmen at your gates, I am changing the locks. I am marking your thresholds. I am teaching your spirit to recognize what is not mine, quickly, clearly, without confusion. And you will feel the difference, my child, because the air will no longer carry that familiar agitation. The room will no longer feel charged for no reason. The night will no longer feel like it has permission to torment. The home you live in will no longer feel shared with oppression. You have asked me for protection, and protection is not only what I block from the outside, it is what I close from the inside. So agree with me. Do not resist the boundary I am giving you. Do not mourn what I am removing as if it were your safety. Do not cling to an opening that keeps letting pain walk back in. I am leading you into lasting peace, and lasting peace requires closure. And I, the Lord your God, am doing this with my own hand, gently, firmly, completely, until your home is no longer an open invitation to disturbance, but a sealed place, a guarded place, a sanctuary where my presence rests and where fear can no longer find a door. And now, my child, listen to me, because when I close what was unauthorized, I do not leave emptiness behind. I fill your house with what is mine. I do not simply remove disturbance, I restore order. And one of the first places you will feel this protection is not only in the air of your rooms, but in the words that travel through them. Peace is entering your conversations. Peace is moving into your tone. Peace is settling into the way you speak, the way you hear, the way you respond, the way you pause before you react. And your family will feel the difference, because what I am releasing is not theoretical. It becomes tangible in the small moments, in the ordinary exchanges, in the conversations that used to turn sharp so quickly. For I know, my child, the strain you have been carrying under the same roof. I know the short tempers that were not about hatred, but about exhaustion. I know the misunderstandings that kept multiplying, not because you did not love each other, but because pressure kept stealing your patience before you even realized it. I know the emotional distance that formed when everyone was trying to survive, when everyone was doing their part, when everyone was busy, when everyone was tired. And no one knew how to say, I miss you, without feeling weak, without feeling needy, without feeling like it would start another argument. I know what it is to feel unseen by the very people you cook for, provide for, pray for, and live beside. I know the ache of being in a house full of voices and still feeling alone. And I know, too, the moments when one sentence became a spark, the moments when a simple question sounded like criticism, the moments when a tone you did not intend landed like a blade, the moments when you tried to explain yourself and they only heard accusation, the moments when you tried to be honest and it turned into defensiveness, the moments when everyone was talking and no one felt heard. Yes, my child, I know the weight of conversations that never seem to finish cleanly, the ones that linger in the hallway, the ones that follow you to bed, the ones that sit on the table like unfinished dishes, the ones that make the room feel tight even after the words are gone. But I, the Lord your God, am stepping into the spirit behind your speech. I am not only teaching you what to say, I am healing why you say it the way you say it. I am softening what has been hardened by constant responsibility. I am lowering what has been defensive because you have been bracing for disappointment. I am calming what has been reactive because you have been carrying too much for too long. And I am restoring gentleness without weakness. Do you hear me? Gentleness is not surrender to chaos. Gentleness is strength under my control. Gentleness is authority wrapped in love. Gentleness is the fruit of a guarded heart that no longer has to fight for survival in its own home. Some of you, my child, have been the strong one for so long that you forgot what it feels like to be held. You have been the one who keeps the schedule, keeps the peace, keeps the money accounted for, keeps the children steady, keeps the emotions managed, keeps the house running, keeps the prayers going, keeps the faith alive when everyone else is quiet. And you have been doing it with a smile that nobody questioned, with a strength that nobody asked about, with a burden that became normal because you became capable. But I tell you now, I did not design you to be the glue that holds everything together by yourself. That is not your assignment. That is not your identity. That is not your portion. So I am taking the weight off your shoulders. I am lifting the invisible load you have been carrying in your chest. I am removing the pressure that has been turning you sharp when you did not want to be sharp, impatient when you did not want to be impatient, distant when you did not want to be distant. I am not condemning you for the moments you snapped. I am not accusing you for the moments you shut down. I am telling you I understand why it happened. And I am changing the environment that kept producing it. Because when a house has been under strain, even love can start speaking in survival language. But I am teaching love to speak again, clearly, kindly, steadily. And this is how my protection will show itself, my child. I will put a pause where there used to be an impulse. I will put a breath where there used to be a reflex. I will put understanding where there used to be assumption. I will put tenderness where there used to be suspicion. You will find yourself choosing different words, not because you are forcing yourself to perform, but because my peace will be governing your spirit. You will hear yourself say, "Help me understand," instead of, "You never listen." You will hear yourself say, "I'm overwhelmed," instead of releasing anger as a signal flare. You will hear yourself say, "I'm sorry," without feeling like you are losing. You will hear yourself say, "That hurt me," without attacking. And you will be surprised, my child, at how quickly the atmosphere shifts when one voice becomes aligned with heaven. And I am not only working in you, I am working in them. I am moving on hearts you cannot control. I am touching places they have not known how to name. I am loosening pride that has been used as armor. I am softening stubbornness that was born from pain. I am healing the fear beneath the defensiveness. For some of them, my child, they were never taught how to be safe in conversation. They learned to win, to withdraw, to go silent, to go loud, to go cold, to go away. But I am teaching them a new way. I am teaching them to stay present. I am teaching them to listen without preparing a counterattack. I am teaching them to be honest without being cruel. I am teaching them to be strong without being harsh. And hear me carefully, because I will not force outcomes like a machine, and I will not ask you to manufacture reconciliation with your own hands. I am not telling you to chase apologies. I am not telling you to beg for softness. I am not telling you to pretend trust is rebuilt in one night. I am telling you I am creating safe moments, moments where truth can breathe, moments where the right question is asked, moments where the right memory is acknowledged, moments where someone says, "I didn't realize," and it is real. Moments where someone says, "I've been wrong," and it is not manipulation. Moments where tears come, not as drama, but as release. Moments where what has been buried finally has permission to be brought into the light without the house catching fire. I will give you windows of grace, my child. I will give you openings that are not unauthorized, but ordained openings for healing, openings for clarity, openings for humility, openings for rebuilding. And you will know they are from me because they will not feel like pressure. They will feel like peace. They will not feel like you have to force someone to understand you. They will feel like understanding arrives. They will not feel like you have to fight to be heard. They will feel like hearts make room. They will not feel like you have to hold everything together. They will feel like I am holding you. So let this be your expectation now. Peace is entering your conversations. Your home will begin to sound different. The same topics will not have the same heat. The same disagreements will not spiral the same way. The same rooms that once held tension will hold restoration. And when you sit at the table, when you pass in the hallway, when you text from the next room, when you speak at bedtime, when you talk about tomorrow, when you address what needs to change, my peace will be there, guiding your words, guarding your tone, steadying your heart. Because I am protecting your household not only by what I keep out, but by what I heal within. And as I heal within, I establish a sanctuary that cannot be easily shaken. A sanctuary where voices do not wound as easily. A sanctuary where listening becomes a form of love again. A sanctuary where gentleness returns, and with it, safety. And your family, my child, will feel the difference not because you became perfect, but because I have taken my place in the middle of your house, and where I reign, peace will speak. And now, my child, listen to me with that same softness in your spirit, because I am not only restoring how your house sounds, I am steadying how your house stands. For some of you, the pressure has not only been emotional, it has been financial, and it has been constant, and you have tried to be brave about it. You have tried to be responsible about it. You have tried not to let the fear show on your face. But I have seen the moments when the numbers did not add up and your chest tightened anyway. I have seen you look at rent, look at mortgage, look at bills stacked like a silent accusation on the counter, look at repairs that keep showing up at the worst time, look at groceries that cost more than they used to, look at unexpected expenses that arrive like uninvited guests, and you wondered in the quiet, Lord, how do I keep my household steady when it feels like something is always taking from us? I saw you standing in the store doing mental math. I saw you moving money from one place to another, not because you are careless, but because you are trying to survive. I saw you postpone what you needed, delay what would have helped you, tell yourself later, and then feel guilt because you wanted to give your family more. I saw you wake up with that thought already waiting for you. What if we don't have enough? And you tried to push it down so you could make breakfast, so you could go to work, so you could show up for people who depend on you. And I tell you the truth, my child, I am not indifferent to your provision. I am not distant from your needs. I am not asking you to pretend the pressure is not real. I am speaking to you because I am moving in the realm you cannot see. And what has been eating at your peace in the area of provision is being confronted by my hand. For I, the Lord your God, am not only the one who gives, I am the one who guards what I give. I do not pour into your life just to watch it leak away through unseen holes. I do not release supply and then stand back while the devourer circles your harvest. Hear me, the devourer will not eat your harvest. The thing that has been trying to consume your increase, the pattern of almost enough, and then something happens, the cycle of sudden loss, unnecessary expense, delayed payment, misdirected money, and constant strain. I am putting my authority on it, and I am saying, enough, this ends here. There are angels, my child, assigned not only to protect your doors, but to steward what I release into your hands. There are heavenly assignments moving around your work, around your decisions, around your timing, around your contracts, around your conversations, around the very moments that determine whether something is lost or preserved. I am not only sending comfort, I am sending strategy. I am not only speaking peace to your heart, I am placing wisdom in your mind. And you will begin to notice it in ways that feel simple, but are wholly an idea that saves you money. A pause that keeps you from a fear purchase. A redirection that keeps you from signing something that would have drained you. A timely phone call. A favor you did not ask for. A door that opens at the right time. A leak that is exposed before it becomes a flood. Because some of you have been living under a scarcity mindset that did not come from me. It came from years of pressure. It came from watching things fall apart. It came from seasons when you did not have support. It came from moments when you were disappointed and you promised yourself you would never be caught off guard again. And that mindset has been whispering to you, grab it now, spend it before it's gone. Say yes, because you might not get another chance. Hurry because something bad is coming. But I am breaking that voice in your house. I am teaching you restraint without fear. I am teaching you generosity without anxiety. I am teaching you planning without panic. I am teaching you to move from peace, not from dread. You will not be driven by urgency that is rooted in lack. You will not be pushed into decisions you have to recover from. You will not keep buying relief that lasts 1 hour and costs you 2 weeks. I am giving you the ability to wait without trembling. I am giving you discernment to recognize what is a distraction dressed as opportunity. I am giving you courage to say no without guilt, to say not yet without fear, to say this is not for us without shame. For when I guard your provision, I also guard your judgment. When I protect your income, I protect your instincts. And when I strengthen your home, I do not do it only by increasing what comes in, but by stopping what keeps slipping out. So hear me now, my child. Because I am placing covering over your work and over your income streams, over what you do with your hands, over what you build with your mind, over the labor you have sown with tears, with endurance, with showing up when you felt empty. I am breathing favor on the places you have been overlooked. I am steadying what has felt inconsistent. I am protecting what has been vulnerable to interruption. And where there has been instability, hours cut, clients delayed, payments slow, surprises that keep hitting, know this: I am able to establish steadiness. I am able to create reliability. I am able to shift the ground beneath you so that your household is not constantly swaying. And I am exposing leaks, my child. Not to embarrass you, never to shame you, but to heal your house. Some leaks are practical, subscriptions you forgot, habits that have been quietly draining you, repairs that have been postponed until they became more expensive, small wastes that add up. Some leaks are relational, people who pull and call it need, but never pour back, never honor boundaries, never respect your stewardship. Some leaks are spiritual, agreements with hopelessness that make you assume loss before you even try. Words you speak like, "We never have enough," that become a soundtrack over your home. I am bringing these things into the light because what is revealed can be sealed, what is seen can be corrected, what is acknowledged can be healed. And as I close unauthorized doors in your atmosphere, I am also closing unauthorized doors in your finances. The door of unnecessary loss, the door of reckless urgency, the door of fear-driven spending, the door of constant surprise that keeps you in stress. I am teaching you to steward without striving. I am teaching you to budget without bondage. I am teaching you to plan without worshiping control. For I am your provider, yes, but I am also your protector. And a protected provision feels different. It does not vanish as quickly. It does not slip through your fingers. It does not keep you up at night as if it is fragile. It becomes a steadiness you can build on. So receive this, my child, as a word spoken directly over your household. Your provision will be guarded. Your work will be guarded. Your income will be guarded. Your opportunities will be guarded. Your resources will be guarded. I will place my hand on what comes into your house, and I will rebuke what tries to consume it before it can serve its purpose. And you will begin to feel relief, not because you suddenly have unlimited wealth, but because the constant devouring will stop, the constant leaking will be sealed, and the constant fear will lose its argument. For I am establishing a household that can breathe, a household that can plan, a household that can give with joy and not with terror, a household that can pay what is required without feeling cursed, a household that can repair what is broken without feeling punished, a household that can eat and rest and live without the shadow of what if ruling the room. This is my protection over your provision, and I am speaking it with authority. What I release to you will not be wasted, will not be stolen, will not be swallowed by chaos. I am guarding your harvest so your house can stand steady, and so peace does not only fill your conversations, but also settles into your cupboards, your accounts, your decisions, and your sleep. And because I am guarding your harvest, my child, I am also guarding the hours when you are most vulnerable, the hours when you cannot monitor, cannot manage, cannot calculate, cannot fix, cannot predict, the hours when the lights go out and the mind tries to stay on. Listen to me, because I know your nights. I know what happens when the house finally becomes quiet and you should be able to rest, but instead your thoughts become loud. I know the moment you lay down and your body is exhausted, yet your spirit feels alert, as if it has been trained to stay on watch. I know the late hours when you sit up to listen for a sound, when you check the door, then check it again, when you walk the hallway one more time, when you look in on the children, then look again, when you make sure everything is locked, then feel the need to prove it to yourself a second time because fear keeps asking, "Are you sure?" I know the dread that rises at sundown for some of you, not because anything is happening in the room, but because something has been happening in the unseen, and your nervous system has learned to associate darkness with danger. I know the intrusive thoughts that arrive like uninvited visitors when you finally stop moving. I know the images you did not ask for. I know the what-if scenarios that stack themselves like bricks in your chest. I know the heaviness that seems to settle in the late hours, the strange tension, the sudden sadness, the anxiety that feels spiritual as much as it feels emotional, the sense that something is near, even when you cannot name it. I know, my child, and I am not telling you this to alarm you. I am speaking to you to deliver you. I am speaking to you because what has been tormenting your nights has been operating as if it had permission, and I am revoking that permission now. For I, the Lord your God, am releasing a night watch over your house. Do you hear me? Not a watch of paranoia, not a watch of hypervigilance, not a watch that keeps you tense and tired. A holy watch, a guarding you do not have to perform, a protection that does not require you to stay awake to prove you care. Some of you have been wearing responsibility, like armor, and you have been calling it wisdom, but it has been costing you your rest. And I am gently, firmly, lovingly removing that armor tonight, because I did not create you to live as though peace is only possible when you are in control. Peace is possible because I am God. Peace is possible because I do not sleep, and I do not slumber, and I do not look away from your household for even a breath. I am calming your nervous system, my child. I am quieting the alarm that has been ringing inside you even when nothing is wrong. I am retraining your body to understand safety again. For some of you, you have been through seasons where you had to be alert, seasons where something did happen, where something broke, where someone betrayed, where loss came suddenly, where you were caught off guard and you promised yourself, never again. And that promise turned into a pattern, and the pattern turned into a prison, and now your body tries to protect you by keeping you awake. But I am your protector, and the way I protect you is not only by strengthening your hand for the day, it is by giving you rest for the night. Rest is not laziness. Rest is trust. Rest is surrender. Rest is an act of faith that says, God is watching while I sleep. So I am asking you now, in this moment, to release the house into my hands. Release the doors into my hands. Release the rooms into my hands. Release your children into my hands. Release tomorrow into my hands. Release the conversation you have been rehearsing into my hands. Release the bill you have been worried about into my hands. Release the appointment coming up into my hands. Release the unknown into my hands. For you have been trying to carry tomorrow through the night. And I never asked you to do that. The night was not designed for carrying. The night was designed for restoring. The night was designed for healing. The night was designed for sleep. And I am putting my peace on your bed, my child. I am placing it on your pillow. I am placing it on your mind. I am placing it on your breathing. I am placing it on your heart rate. I am placing it on your atmosphere. And you will feel it, not because every circumstance suddenly becomes perfect, not because every problem disappears by morning, but because my presence will override the chaos that tries to rise when the sun goes down. My peace does not require ideal conditions. My peace is an authority. My peace is a covering. My peace is a boundary that fear cannot cross. Tonight, the cycle breaks. The repeated waking, the jolting anxiety, the scanning and checking, the sense of impending doom that makes no sense in daylight but feels convincing at 2 a.m. The heaviness that sits on your chest and whispers, something is about to happen. I silence that voice. I expose it as a lie. I break its agreement with your mind. For fear has been trying to preach to you in the dark, but I am speaking louder. I am speaking clearer. I am speaking peace into the same hours where dread has been speaking quietly. And yes, my child, I am touching your dreams. For some of you, nightmares have been a doorway of torment, and you wake up already tired, already shaken, already bracing. But I am closing that door. I am sealing it by my authority. I am releasing cleansing over your mind as you sleep. I am removing images that were planted to disturb you. I am lifting the residue of what you watched, what you heard, what you endured, what you survived. I am washing your imagination. I am restoring innocence to your rest, and you will begin to notice. The dreams shift, the night feels lighter, the waking does not feel like an emergency, the morning does not begin with panic. Because I am also healing your mornings, my child. I know the way some of you wake up with your stomach tight before your feet even touch the floor. I know the way you open your eyes and immediately feel behind, immediately feel pressure, immediately feel the weight of responsibility waiting for you like a demand. But I am changing the first atmosphere of your day. I am giving you morning peace, not morning dread. I am giving you a steadiness that greets you. I am giving you breath that comes easy again. I am giving you the ability to wake up and say, God is with me, before you say, what do I have to handle? So receive this as protection. I am assigning peace to your nights. I am placing angels on watch at the places you cannot stand guard. I am surrounding your house with a covering you do not have to maintain. And as you surrender your hypervigilance, I will prove myself faithful. You will sleep again. You will rest again. You will wake up restored. And fear will lose its voice in your home, because the night no longer belongs to torment. It belongs to me, and I give my beloved rest. And now, my child, because I am placing my peace on your nights, I am also placing my presence on your days, and I am redefining what your house will be. Listen closely to me. Because I am not only calming you, I am changing the identity of your home. For some of you have lived too long as though your house is a battlefield you must survive, a place where you brace yourself, where you endure, where you manage tension like it is normal, where you walk on eggshells, where you keep your guard up even in your own kitchen, even in your own bedroom, even in the room where you should feel safest. But I say to you now, your house will become a sanctuary, not a battlefield. And this is not wishful thinking. This is my intention. This is my authority. This is my protection settling into structure. I am giving you the after picture, my child, because you have been living under the assumption that the heaviness is permanent. You have been thinking, maybe this is just how our home feels. Maybe this is just how our family functions. Maybe peace is for other people, in other houses, with easier stories. But I am interrupting that lie. I am showing you what I am building. I am showing you laughter, returning without suspicion. I am showing you calm routines that do not feel like chores under pressure, but rhythms that feel like stability. I am showing you mornings that are not rushed by dread, but guided by clarity. I am showing you evenings where the air is light again, where the body unclenches, where conversations do not feel like landmines. I am showing you children who can play without absorbing tension they cannot name. I am showing you minds that can think clearly again, because when fear leaves, the mind becomes spacious. When torment leaves, decision-making becomes steady. When pressure lifts, you can hear me again. For I know, my child, there were rooms in your house that felt heavy, and you tried to ignore it, tried to normalize it, tried to clean it, rearrange it, distract yourself from it. But it was not about furniture, and it was not about lighting, it was about atmosphere, and I am cleansing atmosphere. I am filling the places that felt hollow. I am warming the places that felt cold. I am bringing tenderness back to the corners where you felt alone, and you will notice it in small, holy evidences. You will walk into a room and not feel that wave of irritation. You will sit down and not feel the urge to escape. You will breathe and realize you are breathing fully. You will look at your family and feel gratitude without the shadow behind it. You will cook and not feel like you are doing it under a cloud. You will fold laundry and your mind will not spiral. You will hear a sound at night and your body will not jump as if danger is inevitable. This is what sanctuary feels like. Safety that is not fragile. Peace that is not temporary. Rest that does not apologize for existing. And hear me, my child, because this is where the shift becomes personal. You are not a victim of atmosphere. You are not helpless under what you feel. You are not meant to be tossed by moods, by spiritual residue, by generational patterns, by what happened in that house before you, by what someone brought in through their pain, by what you endured in a season of survival. You are a carrier of my peace. You host my presence. You have been anointed to cultivate an environment where I am welcomed, honored, and obeyed. And when you understand this, you stop walking through your home like you are bracing for impact, and you begin to walk through your home like a steward of holy ground, not arrogant, not performative, but anchored, aware, covered, present. For I did not design your home to be a place where love keeps bleeding. I designed it to be a refuge first for your own heart, then for your family, then for those I send to you. I am making your home a place where relationships are restored, not constantly strained, a place where wisdom lives, where decisions are not made in panic, where you do not keep choosing from fear and calling it practicality. I am placing my counsel in your hallways. I am placing my discernment at your table. I am placing my patience in your tone. I am placing my gentleness in your hands. And as I do, your home will become a testimony without you trying to make it one. People will feel something when they enter. They will not be able to explain why it feels calmer, why it feels safer, why it feels different, but they will sense that something unseen is guarding this place. Yes, my child, I am raising a sanctuary in your ordinary, in your living room, in your kitchen, in your children's rooms, in the place where you pay bills, in the place where you argue sometimes, in the place where you celebrate sometimes, in the place where you have cried on the floor when no one saw. I am not only interested in your church attendance, I am interested in your household altar. I am interested in the atmosphere where your family becomes who they are. Because what happens in your home shapes what happens in your life, and I am claiming your home for peace. I am claiming your home for restoration. I am claiming your home for holy joy. So stop agreeing with the battle as if it is your identity. Stop calling constant tension normal. Stop accepting that your house must always feel like strain. for I am teaching you a new default. And as you practice it, as you welcome me, as you keep your heart soft and your boundaries strong, you will notice that the enemy finds less and less access. You will notice that arguments de-escalate faster. You will notice that your thoughts do not race as quickly. You will notice that your sleep returns and your mornings are not haunted. You will notice that provision is not constantly slipping away. You will notice that your home begins to hold you instead of draining you. This is not because you became perfect, my child. It is because I have taken my rightful place in the middle of your house, and where I dwell, chaos cannot keep ruling. And I am asking you now, do not leave this moment. Stay with me. Do not let distraction steal the final sealing. For what I am about to do in the closing prayer is not small. I will seal the doors. I will seal the finances. I will seal the sleep. I will seal the family altar. I will mark your thresholds with peace and your rooms with my presence. And you will step into the next days with a different kind of authority, not loud, not anxious, not striving, but steady, protected, and sure. Because your house is being redefined, my child, and it will no longer be known for what attacked it, but for who lives there. Me, the Lord your God, the keeper of your home, the guardian of your family, the peace that does not break. Now, my child, do not rush past this, because prayer is the seal on what I have spoken, and I do not want this word to remain only something you heard. I want it to become something that rests on your house, like a covering you can feel. So in this moment, I am asking you, gently and firmly, place your hand over your heart, breathe, bring your household before me, bring your address before me, bring the names under your roof before me, and even if you are not physically in your home right now, do not think distance limits me, for I am the Lord who stretches my hand over what belongs to you. I am the God who covers what you cannot reach. I am the God who stands at the threshold when you cannot stand there yourself. Father, in the name of Jesus, I speak over my child and over their household right now, and I declare that this home is not overlooked, this family is not unguarded, this dwelling is not exposed. I release angelic protection on assignment, not as a vague comfort, but as a specific watch at the front door, at the back door, at every window, at every gate, at every entry point where fear has tried to whisper, "What if?" I place my authority on the thresholds of this house, and I say, only what I permit may enter, and what I do not authorize must leave. I close every unauthorized spiritual door. I shut down every access point that has been used to disturb peace, to stir conflict, to invite heaviness, to breed dread, to create sudden arguments, to cause restless nights. I seal this home, and I mark it as holy ground. And I speak, my child, over the rooms, yes, over the specific rooms, over the bedroom where sleep has been interrupted, over the children's rooms where innocence must be protected, over the living room where conversations happen and where tension is tried to settle, over the kitchen and table where provision and daily bread are handled, over the hallway where you have walked late at night, checking locks and listening for sounds. I cleanse the atmosphere in the name of Jesus. I command the air to come into alignment with my presence. I silence intrusive fear. I silence tormenting thoughts. I silence that voice that tries to speak doom when nothing is happening. I break the pattern of anxiety that rises when the lights go out. I release calm. I release steadiness. I release the ability to breathe without bracing. Now, I cover the children, Father. I speak over every child connected to my child, infants, toddlers, teens, grown children who still carry the weight of the home in their hearts. I place my hand over their sleep. I guard their minds. I guard their dreams. I guard their bodies. I cancel assignments of terror, nightmares, night waking, and unexplained fear. I release peace that feels safe in their bones. I release joy that returns to their play. I release protection at school, on the road, with friends, online, in every environment where they cannot be monitored by human eyes. And I say, as the Lord, no weapon formed against them will prosper. No hidden plan will find an open door. No accident will claim what I have covered. I teach them wisdom beyond their years. I give them discernment. I set angels around them in their going out and in their coming in. And I cover marriages now. I cover covenant. I cover the places where words have been sharp, where misunderstandings have multiplied, where old wounds have tried to re-enter the room and start the same argument again. Father, I break cycles of conflict. I break the loop of accusation. I break the spirit of irritation that escalates small things into big fractures. I release gentleness. I release patience. I release the ability to listen without defending. I release the courage to apologize quickly, to forgive fully, to speak with honor again. And where there has been distance, I breathe closeness. Where there has been silence that is heavy, I breathe conversation that is safe. Where there has been distrust, I bring healing and truth. I guard the union from outside interference, from secret resentment, from distractions that steal tenderness, and I restore the spirit of partnership in this home. And for the single parent, my child, I see you. I see the weight you carry when you have to be strong, twice, strong for yourself and strong for the ones you are raising. Father, I release protection over their mind and stamina. I release help that is timely. I release support that is trustworthy. I release wisdom for decisions that have felt lonely. I speak peace into the moments when the house goes quiet and the worries try to get loud. I stand in the gap where you feel outnumbered. I strengthen your hands. I calm your heart. And I declare, you will not be left to do this alone, because I, the Lord, am in your house, and I will father and mother what you cannot carry by yourself. And I cover the elderly and the home parents, grandparents, loved ones whose bodies have become more fragile, whose needs have increased, whose care can feel like a constant vigilance. Father, I release protection from falls, from accidents, from sudden harm. I release strength in their bones, clarity in their mind, peace in their emotions. I bless the caregivers with patience and tenderness. I remove guilt. I remove burnout. I provide resources. I provide helpers. I provide moments of rest. And I place dignity back over every day so that care does not feel like strain, but like honor wrapped in grace. And for anyone living alone, hear me, my child, you are not alone. Father, I speak over their nights and over their quiet. I break the spirit of dread that tries to make a home feel unsafe when it is silent. I release a sense of holy companionship. I assign angels to stand watch, to guard the doors, to guard the windows, to guard the mind from spiraling thoughts. I cover them from intrusion, from harm, from confusion, from fear that exaggerates every sound. I give them rest without scanning, peace without checking, sleep without bracing. I fill that space with my presence until it feels warm again. Now, Father, I bless this household with tangible outcomes, because my protection is not theoretical, it is lived. I release safety over the property. I release protection from fire, from flooding, from theft, from damage, from unseen danger. I release wisdom for right decisions, what to say yes to, what to delay, what to refuse. I bless them with discernment when something feels off, and the courage to act without panic. I release favor with landlords, with neighbors, with roommates, with property managers, with those who share walls and spaces. I smooth what has been tense. I quiet what has been hostile. I establish peaceful boundaries. I cover every vehicle connected to this house, every commute, every trip, every late-night drive, every morning rush. I command protection from accidents and harm, and I release alertness and clarity when it matters most. And now, my child, as you keep your hand over your heart, I want you to agree with me. This home is covered, this home is guarded, this home is sealed. Peace is not visiting, peace is staying. Fear will not preach in these rooms anymore. Conflict will not rule these conversations anymore. Torment will not occupy these nights anymore. I place my name on this household, and I declare that this is a sanctuary, and it will function like one. In the name of Jesus, I seal doors, rooms, beds, relationships, minds, and schedules under my protection, and I release lasting peace like oil over the entire house, from the threshold to the deepest room, from the oldest to the youngest, from the loudest moment to the quietest hour, and it will not be broken. Amen. Now, my child, do not let this remain only something you felt while you listened. Do not let this remain only words that moved through the air and then faded when the day gets loud again. Listen to me, because there is a power I have placed in your mouth when your heart is aligned with mine, and what I have sealed in prayer, I want you to mark with declaration. For there are atmospheres that shift when my children speak with agreement, And there are doors that stay closed when a household refuses to speak the language of fear. So I am asking you, tenderly and firmly, speak this out loud, even if your voice shakes, even if you whisper it, even if you are sitting in a room where you have felt pressure before. Let your home hear you. Let the unseen hear you. Let your own nervous system hear you. You are not begging. You are agreeing with what I, the Lord your God, have already released. Say it with me now, my child, and do not rush. Let each word land like oil on the threshold. Let each phrase settle like a seal on the doorposts. Declare, my house belongs to the Lord. My house belongs to the Lord, not to fear, not to chaos, not to the residue of yesterday, not to what happened here before, not to what someone tried to bring in through their pain. This house belongs to the Lord, and because it belongs to me, it will not be treated as common. It will not be treated as open territory. It will not be treated as a place where torment can wander freely. It is mine. Declare again, my child, peace lives here, peace lives here, not as a visitor that comes and goes when circumstances behave, but as a resident, as a rule, as a covering. Peace in the bedroom, peace in the kitchen, peace in the hallway, peace at the table, peace in the conversations you have been afraid to start, peace in the silences that used to feel heavy, peace in the routines, peace in the interruptions, peace when you are tired, peace when you are busy, peace when you are alone, peace when the whole house is full. Peace lives here because I live here. Now declare with holy authority, and do not be afraid of the strength in your own voice. Fear will not rule here. Fear will not rule here. Fear will not parent your children. Fear will not manage your marriage. Fear will not sit at your table and decide your tone. Fear will not preach in your mind at night. Fear will not exaggerate every sound, every delay, every unknown. Fear will not write the story of this household. I break your agreement with fear, my child, and I replace it with trust. I replace it with clarity. I replace it with steadiness. Fear will not rule here. And declare this, because I am guarding more than feelings. I am guarding your provision. Provision is protected. Provision is protected. What I give will not be devoured. What I supply will not be wasted by panic. What I place in your hands will not leak through unseen holes. Wisdom will guard your spending. Favor will guard your opportunities. Discipline will guard your harvest. Integrity will guard your increase. I rebuke the devourer, and I establish stability. Even when the world shakes, I will keep you. Even when costs rise, I will counsel you. Even when unexpected expenses try to ambush you, I will make a way. Provision is protected in this house, and your family will not be ashamed. Now, my child, speak this into the hours you have dreaded, because I am restoring rest as part of your protection. Declare, our sleep is sweet. Our sleep is sweet, not shallow, not interrupted by dread, not chased by nightmares, not broken by panic. Sweet sleep, like a gift, like a healing, like a return to safety. I command the night to release you. I command your body to unclench. I command your mind to stop running, as if it must solve tomorrow to survive tonight. Our sleep is sweet, because I give my beloved rest, and my peace will stand watch while you breathe. Declare this over every step connected to your home, every commute, every school drop-off, every late return, every errand, every journey that used to carry anxiety with it. Our steps are guarded. Our steps are guarded. Coming in and going out are kept. No accident will claim you. No sudden harm will overtake you. No confusion will lead you into the wrong place at the wrong time. I place angels on assignment, and I give you discernment that speaks quickly, quietly, clearly. You will know when to move. You will know when to wait. You will know when to say no without guilt. Our steps are guarded. And now declare this blessing, my child, because I am not only removing what has been heavy, I am establishing what will be holy. Say it. This home will be a place of safety, healing, and holy joy. Safety that is not fragile, healing that is not delayed, joy that is not forced, joy that does not apologize for existing, joy that returns in the ordinary, the laughter in the living room, the warmth in the kitchen, the gentleness in the voices, the patience in the moments that used to trigger you. This home will be a place of safety, healing, and holy joy, and it will not be stolen. Now listen closely, my child, because community agreement matters, and when you speak with others who believe, it becomes like a wall of prayer around you. If you can, I want you to write this as your declaration, as your witness, as your agreement, so that others can stand with you and you can stand with them. Type it and mean it. Angels guard my house, peace lives here. Let it not be performance. Let it be covenant language. Let it be a flag planted in the ground that says, this household is covered. And as you say it, as you write it, I will honor the faith that reaches toward me. And I am also giving you an instruction that will become a rhythm of calm in your days. Not superstition, not striving, not a ritual you fear you will mess up, but a gentle alignment of the heart that trains your atmosphere to stay clean. Repeat these declarations for 7 days, my child. 7 days, not because I am limited, not because you must earn what I freely give, but because consistency builds agreement, and agreement strengthens your boundaries. Speak it in the morning before the day tries to rush you. Speak it at night before fear tries to whisper. Speak it when you lock the door. Speak it when you make the bed. Speak it when you wash the dishes. Speak it when you feel the old anxiety trying to return, and you will watch how quickly it loses ground when it is not fed by silence. For your words matter, my child. Not because they are magic, but because they are alignment. Because when you declare what I have declared, your heart stops partnering with dread, and your home stops hosting what I never authorized. So say it again, and let the peace settle deeper each time. My house belongs to the Lord. Peace lives here. Fear will not rule here. Provision is protected. Our sleep is sweet. Our steps are guarded. This home will be a place of safety, healing, and holy joy. And as you keep this rhythm, you will feel the difference not only in the unseen, but in the way your shoulders rest, in the way conversations soften, in the way the nights quiet, in the way your home becomes what I said it would be. A sanctuary, guarded and filled, in my name. Now, my child, listen to me closely, because I am not ending this moment to leave you on your own. I am finishing it to send you forward covered. What I have placed on your house is not meant to be a feeling that fades when the screen goes dark. What I have released over your doors is not meant to be something you only reach for when you are afraid. This is a way of living now. This is a posture. This is a guarded peace. So I charge you, tenderly and firmly, keep the doors guarded and keep the atmosphere clean. Do not walk through your home with panic anymore. Do not patrol your rooms with dread like you are waiting for something to happen. Walk through your home with peace, because peace is not passive. Peace is authority at rest. Peace is confidence in my nearness. Peace is a mind that refuses to agree with what if, when I have already said, I am here. When you hear an old thought knock, when anxiety tries to test the latch of your mind, do not open it out of habit. When a conversation starts to rise in heat, do not let it become a doorway for cruelty, accusation, and contempt. Pause, breathe, lower your voice, choose wisdom. You are not weak when you refuse escalation, you are guarded. You are not losing when you walk away from pointless strife. You are protecting what I am building. Because some doors do not look like doors until you realize what came in through them. And I will make this simple for you, my child, because my protection is not meant to turn you into someone who is tense and superstitious. This is not about fear of everything. This is about clarity. This is about wise boundaries that keep your home light. If something brings confusion, do not entertain it. If something stirs constant irritation, do not feed it. If someone's presence consistently pollutes the peace of your home, ask me for strategy and set limits without guilt. If a habit is draining your sleep and opening the door to torment, bring it to me and let me help you close it. If your words have been careless, if sarcasm has become normal, if criticism has been living at the table, change the language in the house. Bless more than you complain. Speak life more than you predict disaster. Play worship if you need to. Read my word out loud if you need to. Open a window and let the air move if you need to. Do not overcomplicate this. The atmosphere changes when agreement changes. And you, my child, have the authority to decide what your home hosts. And hear me, because this will matter in the days ahead. Guard the small entrances. The small entrances are the ones you ignore. Tiredness that makes you sharp with the people you love. Unresolved offense that lingers like smoke. Entertainment that leaves your spirit heavy. Constant news that trains your body to live on alert. Late night scrolling that invites comparison and restlessness. Gossip that seems harmless until it stains the tone of the home. I am not condemning you. I am training you. I am teaching you how to keep what I gave you. For some of you have received peace before, and it slipped away because you thought peace would keep itself. But I am making you a steward now. I am making you a watchman, not anxious, not aggressive, simply awake, simply aligned, simply unwilling to leave the door open for what I never authorized. So I commission you now, my beloved child. When you lock the door at night, do it with gratitude, not fear. When you wake in the morning, do not check dread first. Check in with me first. When you walk into your kitchen, bless your provision. When you pass your children's rooms, speak peace over their sleep and their minds. When you sit at your table, invite my presence into the ordinary. Let your home learn the sound of prayer without it only being an emergency. Let your home learn the sound of laughter without suspicion. Let your home learn the rhythm of calm, and when you feel the old pressure trying to creep back in, do not panic, just return to agreement. Return to the words I gave you. Return to the posture. Return to the covering, because what you maintain in faith will remain in your house. And now, my child, I am calling you into community, because I do not raise families in isolation, and I do not ask you to stand alone when I have given you a wall of prayer. If you want ongoing prayers over homes, over marriages, over children, over sleep, over finances, then stay connected, subscribe, and let this become a place where your household is continually remembered before me. Not because I am limited without it, but because I am building a steady stream, a consistent altar, a community that refuses to let families be devoured quietly. And I am asking you, share this with someone whose house has been under pressure. Share it with the one who has been afraid at night. Share it with the one whose home has felt tense. Share it with the one who has been fighting invisible battles in visible rooms. Do not assume they are fine because they are quiet. Let this word find them the way it found you, and let my peace travel through your obedience. And I want you to mark this moment publicly, my child, not for performance, not for attention, but as a witness. Write your city or your region in the comments, and write, "My house is covered." Let it be your stake in the ground. Let it be your agreement in the open. And if you want, leave your prayer requests. Tell me what you need covered. Your family, your home, your finances, your children, your marriage, your mind, your sleep. I will meet you there, and I will also stir others to stand with you, so that your burden is not carried in secret anymore. And one more thing, my child, if you felt peace while listening, if your shoulders dropped, if your breathing softened, if something in you finally unclenched, then like this is your testimony that I met you here. Let it be a simple sign that says, "The Lord touched my house today." Because I am not only speaking to you, I am gathering households. I am strengthening gates. I am setting watchmen. I am raising sanctuaries in ordinary neighborhoods, on ordinary streets, in apartments and houses and rooms where people have been quietly afraid. And I am doing it through the humble yes of my children who refuse to live in chaos anymore. So go now, my cherished one, but do not go uncovered. Go with peace in your mouth and wisdom in your choices. Go with gentleness that does not compromise boundaries. Go with authority that does not strive. Keep the doors guarded. Keep the atmosphere clean. Keep your declarations close. Keep your heart soft. Keep your home marked as mine. And when the night tries to test you, remember, I have already placed a watch over your thresholds. I am the keeper of your coming in and your going out. I am the guardian of your family and your provision. And this peace I have released, this lasting peace will not be fragile in your hands, because I will teach you how to carry it, and I will stand watch while you live.